The rain hit my windshield like fists pounding to get inside. When the screaming started, I realized it wasn't coming from my throat. The engine died in the middle of the road, and the darkness closed around my car like a mouth. Rain flooded the world in silver sheets. Trees on both sides bent low, as if bowing to something unseen. My phone showed no signal. The radio hissed and whispered my name before going silent. That was when the motel lights flickered on. Stood where there should have been nothing. A single-story building stretched too long for the space it occupied. The vacancy sign buzzed weakly, like a dying insect. I stepped out of the car, and the rain soaked me instantly. The air smelled like wet soil and rusted metal. The lobby door opened without resistance. Warm air rolled out, carrying the stench of mold and something sour beneath it. The front desk was empty. A bell sat in the center, polished and untouched. I didn't ring it. I felt watched. A single key hung on the wall, room 7. The hallway lights flickered as I walked. Each step echoed longer than it should have. My wet footprints darkened the carpet, but didn't fade. Room 7 stood open. The light inside was already on. The bed sagged when I sat down, as if someone had just risen from it. The window rattled violently under the rain. Thunder boomed close enough to shake the walls. Footsteps sounded outside my door, bare feet slapping wet carpet. They stopped directly in front of me. A knock came, soft and careful. I asked who was there. The air felt thick in my mouth. No answer. Another knock came, slower, heavier. Something dripped under the door. I backed away and locked it. The footsteps retreated. I stood, shaking until my legs burned. I turned on the television for noise. Static filled the room. Beneath it, voices whispered. They repeated my name again and again in different tones. I shut it off, and the silence screamed. Ha! Dripping sound came from the bathroom. Brown water leaked from the sink. The mirror above it fogged instantly. A handprint pressed against the glass from the inside. Small, child-sized, fingers spread as if searching. I stumbled backward and hit the wall. When I looked again, the mirror was clear. I locked the bathroom door and returned to the bed. Sleep dragged me down like a current. I dreamed of walking through the motel hallway, filled with dark water. Doors opened as I passed. Inside each room stood a soaked figure facing the wall, all of them humming the same tune, all of them breathing in unison. I woke to humming. The doorknob turned slowly. The lock clicked open on its own. The door creaked wide. A woman stood there, drenched from head to toe. Skin was pale and swollen. Her eyes were clouded like drowned glass. Water poured from her hair and pooled on the carpet but left no stain. She stepped inside. The smell of river mud filled the room. She asked if I had seen her son. I shook my head. My body refused to move. She leaned closer, and water spilled from her mouth as she spoke. She said, the rain always brought him back. Okay, she said, he liked to play hide and seek. A small laugh came from behind her legs. A boy peeked out with hollow eyes and a wide smile. He dragged a small toy boat across the floor, leaving no mark. The light snapped off. Cold hands brushed my arms and neck. Voices whispered from every corner, laughing and counting. The numbers climbed, slow and patient. The lights returned. The room was empty. Water soaked the floor. The door stood open. I ran into the hallway. Every door was open now. Water poured out like a flood. Faces pushed up through the carpet, stretching and gasping silently. The ceiling sagged and dripped. The exit sign glowed red at the far end. I ran. The floor rippled under my feet. Hands burst through and grabbed my ankles. Fingernails scraped bone, cold and sharp. I kicked free and slammed into the exit door. It wouldn't open. The humming rose behind me, louder and closer. Wet footsteps surrounded me. Dozens of figures stood watching. A woman stepped forward, holding the boy by the hand. He offered me the toy boat. He asked if I wanted to hide. The ceiling split open. Water crashed down with crushing force. The hallway vanished under a black, roaring flood. I was pulled under, choking, as icy hands dragged me deeper. In the dark water, the boy floated calmly, pressed the boat into my hands, and smiled wider than any child should. The humming filled my head until thought disappeared. Everything went still. I woke beside my car at dawn. The road was dry. The storm was gone. The motel did not exist. Only flattened grass and deep tire tracks remained. My shoes were soaked and smelled of river mud. That night, rain tapped softly on my window. In the glass, a small handprint appeared, then slowly slid downward. From far away, a child hummed and counted. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more chills.